So then my mom one time told me, do you really want to box? I told her, yeah. She took me behind my dad's back for a whole year. He told me, if you really want to continue to box, then you need to prove it to me. My dad is who, you know, made me the person I am today.
Mate, Riyadh season. This is incredible.
It's incredible. It's mad, to be honest. How are we in Egypt? Yesterday, we were next to Turkey. Tomorrow, we're going to be somewhere else. You know, for anyone who's never come to this place, never seen this place, this is the Boulevard world, where it's just a home for every single country in the world. So I invite everybody to come and visit Saudi.
So, what's the plans with you? Have you got a fight coming up potentially on the biggest boxing card in the boxing history? Is that right?
You know, they've always been on the biggest cards of the boxing history. So every single fight has been like that. I'm humbled by it. I'm grateful for it. And it's something that I believe that I have to earn every single day. It's rent that I need to pay every single day to keep having these opportunities, to keep having, you know, that home that has now taken me in and building me up on those big cards. Has it been easy? Absolutely not. But has it been a lot of pressure? Absolutely not. Absolutely a lot of pressure. But it's a lot of privilege too. You know, I wouldn't have it any other way. As much as it takes from me, I get to give so much back. So I'm ready to sacrifice who I am for who Saudi Arabia needs me to be. And that's what I love about this journey, you know. It's gonna come. I need to trust the process. I do have a fight lined up, hopefully early next year. You know, we have some different options, but I'll leave this to His Excellency to announce. He likes to announce his stuff, and when he announces a fight for me, he makes it go big. So I'll leave that to His Excellency.
For just 24 years old, you are so mature. We were just talking off camera about reading, and
yes,
you read a lot. You've studied psychology. What would you say is the best book to read for anyone that's listening? What would you recommend? And secondly, what is your favorite quote?
I'll say Surrounded by Idiots. It's a book I just finished, I just read. I should have read a long time ago. Surrounded by Idiots is an incredible book, to be honest. It just shows you how to treat the people who you think are idiots and how they think you're an idiot too. And you think they're idiots just because you don't know how to deal with them. And they think you're an idiot because they don't know how to deal with you. When really everybody's just different and everybody deals with situations differently, thinks about stuff in different ways. And you know, that's really what life is. That's why I never take anything to heart. And I love practicing the art of, you know, gaining friends and losing the enemy in them. That's what I love about a book like this one. My favorite quote, it'll have to come from The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. I said it in my last press conference. I say it again now. He said, one day or day one. And I just, you know, I chose to make it day one, and then so much stuff happened. I chose to make it day one, and then all of a sudden every single day became a day one for me. And I get to make it day one for so many people around me, so many Saudis who are coming up. And again, always humbled, always grateful for it. And I know I could lose it at any moment. I love to live life like that, where I could lose it at any moment, or believe that this chance and opportunity could have been given to anybody else and could still be given to anybody else. So that's why I have to be much more than just a boxer, much more than just an athlete. I'd like to be a figure, someone who could impact and change as many lives as I can with the platform that God gave me, and hopefully it all goes from there. Good things come to good people, and as long as you're a good person, then good things will come. You know, before you believe in the best thing is supposed to happen for you, you have to be the best version of yourself before it happens to you. So that's where it starts.
Why did you choose boxing? How did this all come around? Was it family that got you into it at a young age?
So it was actually none of that. You know, it was, I can't tell you it was family, because the family didn't really know much about boxing. You know, the family didn't even know boxing. And so much with the Arab world, same thing. The Arab world didn't know what boxing really was. So we didn't have boxing on TV even. We didn't have the boxing rings. We didn't have the boxing bags. We didn't have the gyms, you know, where in the UK or in the US or the likes of Mexico even, there's a boxing gym just every few streets, down every street, there's a boxing gym. So we didn't have that in the Arab world. We don't have independent sports gym in the Arab world. What we have is sports centers where all the sports gather in one place, and this is where this is, you go to that center and all the sports are there. I used to play tennis. I love tennis. My father loves tennis, and that's what I used to play. Every single sport in that sports center had its own designated area. Tennis had the tennis courts, football had the football fields, basketball the courts, except boxing. Boxing had nothing but a coach with his mitts and people lined up waiting for their turn. And because there was no designated area, the coach would stand on the running track. And when we'd go warm up for tennis every single day, before we hit the courts, we'd go to the running track to do the reflex drills and the sprints. And I'd always see them and hear them and really feel that intensity. And then that's what I kept, losing focus in tennis and focusing more on the boxing again and again and again, until the boxing coach himself came to me when I was warming up for tennis. He says, "You want to try this out?" I went back, spoke to my parents, got the quickest no of my life.
So you went and did it.
I got it so quick. But then my dad was always traveling back and forth. My father was always traveling for work. So then my mom one time told me, "Do you really want to box?" I told her, "Yeah." She took me behind my dad's back for a whole year, until my father one day went to pick up his son from tennis practice. And that's how, it started then. When my father discovered that I've actually been stuck in boxing and sticking to the boxing for a whole year, he told me, "If you really want to continue to box, then you need to prove it to me." I said, "Well, come see me train. He said, No. The least I care about is to come see you train, and that's the least that you will get to prove to me in the boxing. I want you to prove it to me outside of the boxing ring. What time do you sleep? What time do you wake up? Who do you hang out with? Where do you hang out with? What do you do after school? And how are you doing in school? Are you actually disciplined, and do you really want this life?" Because he knew what it would take to be a fighter. Not a boxer, but a fighter. He said, "If you really want it, then you really have to fight for it. But fight for it with everything outside of boxing." And I believe my dad is who, made me the person I am today. And anything I say, when people say, "Oh, the wisdom, this, that, and everything," it's all my dad. Everything's my dad. It's funny how you say, "Do you read a lot?" "Yeah." Do you like books?" I actually don't read that much. I love reading, but I don't read that much. But it's all my dad. Everything I need to do and everything I have to do is just listen to my dad, and that's where everything comes.
And what's your dad's name?
Ibrahim.
Shout out Ibrahim.
Shout out to my dad.
And who was the boxing coach when you first started? What was his name?
Abdul Qadir. That was his name, but he passed away during COVID. And he taught me the fundamentals. He was an army man, and that's why I never cross my legs. I do have maybe bad habits that has come from an old school of teaching or an unknowledgeable school of teaching, when I was younger. But one thing I never do is I never cross my legs, for example. I have good reflexes, I have good speed. And that's something that he was always very strict and very strong with, where he would make us sometimes look at him, never close our eyes, just look at me. And he would get us moving in different directions, where he would make you stand in front of him. He'd be like, "Go right, but point left." And if you go left and you don't listen to what he says, then at that time, in the Arab world, we're built different. So with his mitts, you get some smack, or with the whistle he has, he give you, some sting with the whistle he's using. So that's how that coach was. To teach me head movement, what this coach used to do, he used to put our backs to the wall, our heads to the wall. He just used to go with hands down, and he just used to go with his mitts, trying to hit us, and you have to dodge the punches. You get hit here and in the back of your head from the wall. So
It's the best way to learn.
I'm telling you, they keep saying, "Oh, Zizo, you always show heart, you always show heart." They say something you can never learn is heart. I say, when you're Arab, when you're Saudi Arabian, you're born with it. We're brought up different, and that's what I want to shine a light and a spotlight on this region, because the talent is there, the eagerness is there, everything is there. We just need the opportunity. And now, thanks to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the inspiration and leadership, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, the opportunity is now there. And that's why we're seeing so much rising talent, and quickly. You have me trying to pave the way for the rest. You have now another fighter on the card, and we're gonna see one today in the public workouts too, in the fights that follow that. So you're gonna see many of us, and it's not gonna be rushed. They're all ready. They've been ready.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for this chat,
you,
mate,
brother.
and I'll catch you soon.
Thank you for sure.